Hey, what's up guys? Dylan Johnson from Soccer Mag here, and welcome back to another episode of Mixing with the DJs. I'm once again joined by my fellow DJ Dylan Jack, and we'll be doing another weekend review of Game Week 2. And Dylan, just like that, Man United are back.
Oh dear. What? Yeah. I mean, what a tough result given the performance. I thought the Manchester United's performance for most of the game, and that's what makes this so frustrating, is that United's performance for most of the game was actually very good. I thought they started really, really well. I thought they were pressing Brighton. Brighton were struggling to get any sort of yardage into Manchester United's half. They struggled to move the ball around as they usually do. They struggled to keep possession. So I thought, it was, and you had that chance created by Diogo Dalot, who I thought was outstanding.
Yeah,
I thought
he had against Minter, he was, had
he
a
kept
perfect performance.
Minter so quiet, and I thought he was, he had that opportunity in the first half where he headed it to himself, left foot cross to Ahmad, and Ahmad probably should have stuck it in. And then it's just two brain farts, two brain fades that lead to Brighton getting the first goal and then getting the winner in stoppage time. I mean, that's almost so typical sometimes of Erik ten Hag's United, is that there's just key moments where the team just loses their focus, loses their concentration, and that just comes back to hurt the team. Again, there were some bright performances. I thought Ahmad was good. I thought Dalot was brilliant. Mazraoui, again, very, very solid at right back, but there were periods in the second half where United were really under pressure, and some of the players probably didn't stick their hand up as you would have wanted to. And then you had that offsides goal, which was really, really unlucky. I mean,
nothing you can do about
nothing
that.
Nothing Xerxes could do about that. He probably might have made the wrong decision by sliding for it, but that's just a striker's instinct. You're going to slide for it. Garnacho hits it. It hits his knee, goes into the goal. Just very, very unfortunate. By the letter of the law, it is offsides. The VAR, once it went to VAR, you have to go according to facts. You can't really take in, but it's a winner. No, it's offsides. So it was just a really unfortunate game, a fortunate result given the performance, because I thought even going into the last 10 minutes, United were worth a win. I would question the decision to take Bruno Fernandes off. I thought that, given how high a line Brighton generally play, and they would have been pressing for the winner, there would have been opportunities for Bruno to just exploit and put someone away with some of those aerial passes that he likes to do. But it was just really, really unfortunate and a bit frustrating going into this weekend's big game, which we'll touch on.
And also, I was looking at, the second goal, you can't really defend that. That's just complete.
No, it was abysmal. It was. Both goals were kind of really, really poor goals to concede. The first one, Harry Maguire and Mazraoui kind of switching off. Mazraoui should have blocked the cross, and Maguire should have blocked the first. I think it was from a free kick. Blocked the first cross into the box. He should have got his head to it. Neither of which, and Danny Welbeck just sneaking around and getting a leg out and getting it in. And then the second goal, 4 players being drawn all to one side of the box.
All trying to block the cross.
No one actually communicating. I think only Scott McTominay was trying to mark someone. Everyone else was just sort of marking space and not really looking at who's behind them, checking their shoulder, which is what you should do as a defender.
Martinez, for me, I don't know why he's chasing the ball. He's pressing outside the box and pressing towards the ball. You're the left centre-back, you must be in that position.
Yes.
You must be at the back post.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think, I agree with everything you said. Yeah. I thought Man United were going to win that game.
Yes.
Especially when Garnacho came on. I think Rashford also, again, he's not really, it doesn't seem like he's really fighting for his place.
No.
I think Garnacho needs to start now, because every time he comes on, something happens.
Yes.
And also taking Bruno off. I think Bruno was creating so well.
Yeah.
Not really much else to say.
We'll see what they change. But it was just some odd management towards the end there, I felt. And, United really needed to go for it. It felt like Ten Hag was kind of trying to protect the 1-1 and just come away with a draw, which was a little bit disappointing.
Do you think Xerxes will start against Liverpool? Or do you think he stays with the Mason Mount, Bruno, Casemiro and Kobe?
I want to say that he stays with Mason Mount there, just because we know that Liverpool struggle against fast counter-attacking football. We know the space is there to exploit. And if you can really get some energetic sort of pressing and worry their centre-backs a little bit, there will be space there for a midfielder like Mount to get the ball and move it onto the wings. I feel like he will stick with Mount, and then if needs be, he might bring Zirkzee on at half-time again. Yeah.
I think especially with the way Liverpool play now,
Yeah.
you can really put the centre backs under pressure with the high pressing now,
Yes,
because
yeah.
they're trying those
Yeah.
risky passes
Yes.
from the back.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting to see how, because against United in pre-season, there were a lot of opportunities there
Yes.
that Liverpool were making mistakes under pressure.
Exactly, yeah.
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 I'm excited for this game on
Yeah.
the weekend.
Yeah, we'll touch on a bit more in the
In the
later episode.
yes, yeah, in Wednesday's episode or
Yeah,
Thursday's
yeah,
episode.
on Sunday.
Liverpool versus Brentford, 2-0. I was saying to Junaid off camera now, exactly the same as the first week, ticked every single
Yes,
box.
yeah.
Not, 100 miles an hour,
No.
extremely exciting,
No.
but everything you wanted to see happened. First game at Anfield,
Yeah.
clean sheet.
Yes.
Brentford did look, they were creating chances, but I
Yeah.
think overall Liverpool were in control of the game.
Yes.
And Salah played well.
Yeah.
Obviously, seeing Luis Diaz be more clinical
Yeah.
and create is nice to see, because
Yeah.
his numbers haven't been great.
Yeah.
I just think there's not really much to say, because everything we expected to happen happened.
Yeah. I mean, Liverpool had to really knock for that second goal, because I thought Flecken again was outstanding in goal.
He made
for
6 or
Brentford.
7 saves or something.
So it looked like I was watching and hoping that maybe this is one of those games where the goalkeeper just frustrates Liverpool and there's a mistake at the back, and then Brentford can capitalise. But well done to Liverpool. They sort of took their chances when it mattered, and when they needed to, they put the game. Once it went 2-0 up, there was no chance Brentford were going to come back from that. Yeah.
I also think this aspect of Arne Slot's Liverpool now is that Jurgen Klopp for Liverpool, there would be so many 20 plus chances in a game.
Yeah.
It seems like now, and Liverpool would miss the vast majority of them.
Yeah.
Or even good chances. Now Liverpool seem way more clinical, where 5 or 6, 7 shots in a game, but you're scoring 2 or 3, which is like, I'm fine with that, as long as we keep scoring.
Yeah.
So after that, before that,
before that
Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 0.
Yeah.
I think this was a huge result.
Yeah.
I think we
massive
spoke last week that if Arsenal could go to Aston Villa and win, that would be serious, they mean business this season. I don't know what your thoughts on the game were.
Yeah, massive result, huge result in the context of Arsenal wanting to once again challenge City for the title. I mean, this will boost their confidence. We saw how much issues Villa gave, and obviously, this actually had the feeling of like an old school derby. It had that needle, it had that bite. We know there's sort of some bad blood between Arsenal and Aston Villa recently. So it was actually quite a refreshing watch, because there was, there was a moment where Gabriel and I think John McGinn were getting into it, and there was actually, also, I don't know if it was Gabriel or Saliba getting into it with John McGinn and hoofing balls at each other, and Ben White hoofed a ball into John McGinn. And it was just, it just had that old school feel to it, which I really, really enjoyed. But aside from that, I mean, it was a very good win for Arsenal, they needed that to sort of keep up with City, and they needed that to sort of have that mental switch to now we can actually challenge for the title. Because we know, as we've said, Villa have given them a lot of problems in the past.
Yeah. And I mean, Villa had their chances.
Yes, yeah, they did.
Ollie Watkins with an absolute stinker.
Yeah, I don't know what Ollie Watkins' issue was in that game, but jeepers, he 2 very bad misses. The one, easy sort of tap in, and the other racing into the box for a header. It was just, it was a bit of a frustrating one for him.
Yeah. And I think also from Arsenal's perspective, they've, last season they weren't the worst side. I mean, they were good against Aston Villa, but Aston Villa just took their chance.
Yeah, they did.
Now Arsenal are like stopping that from happening, even though, like we just said, Watkins should have probably scored 1 or 2 goals.
Yeah.
But I'm just impressed with Arsenal. They, this is I think we said, was this one of the hardest games in the Premier League this season? Villa.
Yeah.
To get those 3 points so early in the season sends a message.
It does.
And I think this is going to be a serious title race now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, especially, I mean, City staying unbeaten. So yeah, it's going to be it's going to be tough. This is a message that Arsenal have sent out that they're ready to go again, and they've strengthened. I mean, they've strengthened in this window. So yeah, I think that they are going to challenge once again for the title.
And now City versus Ipswich.
City versus Ipswich.
Well,
yeah,
exactly. It was according to script 100%.
Well, 99%. Yeah.
Besides the 30 seconds of Ipswich potentially pulling something off.
Yeah.
But the next 5 minutes was carnage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Man City again did everything we expected.
Yeah. I really feel for Ipswich because they couldn't have asked for a tougher 2 opening games, and for 30 seconds they had hope. They got the opening goal and they thought, okay, maybe if they dig in and really form a defensive wall, maybe they could see something out, at least a draw. But I mean, that just poked the bear, and once City were at it, it was just, as you say, it was carnage, and Haaland getting a hat trick, just absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
And I mean, the penalty, I think it's a penalty. I guess you can't make those challenges in the box. I mean, no great excuse for that. No. And then De Bruyne also, he's back.
Yes,
it'll be nice to see De Bruyne hopefully fit for an entire season.
Yeah,
and his relationship with Haaland, clearly exactly the same.
That's so key to City. Yeah, and then them also getting Gundogan, getting him some time on the field now that he's back from Barca. That's also important. So I mean, they have so much depth in that team. It's just insane. So
I think we can move on now. I don't think there's much more to say. Then we have Chelsea versus Wolves.
A nice little entertaining mid-table clash. It actually had the feel of like one of those end-to-end sort of neither team has anything to lose mid-table clashes. But I said it, I think, in the first episode that Chelsea are just one of those teams where if they click on the day, they can be dangerous. And that's what happened in this game. Everything just clicked for them. They have talented enough players that if it does start, if they do get momentum and they are on the front foot, then they can get these kinds of results. It's just how often that happens.
Yeah, because I mean, next week, we won't talk about that now, but they could go and lose 3-0 to whoever they play.
Yeah.
But also the goals coming through unlikely. No one expects Madueke to score a hat-trick. Cole Palmer cementing himself again. He's here for the season. Yeah. I mean, 3 assists. Was it 3 or 4 assists and a goal?
Yeah.
I mean, what's also João Felix getting a goal? That's a massive one as well.
Yeah.
Wolves, I mean, we said last week, they have the potential to hurt a team, but they also have the potential to be terrible.
Yeah.
And I think that the first half was really good. I think, like I said, entertaining. Then second half, Chelsea just,
over.
Yeah, guys, that's all for today's episode. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the Game Week 3 preview that's coming later this week. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, give us feedback, tell us how we know nothing. We'll appreciate it. Cool. Thanks, Phil.
Thanks.